Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the morning scan for December 15th, 2018. I'm finally back from my days off, so now I can start pumping out these morning scan videos as well as other videos. But this will probably be a longer morning scan than usual just because I've been away for a few days and I want to thoroughly go through Bitcoin, Ethereum, and really any other charts I'm interested in. So let's get right into that. First, let's start with the daily. And if you guys remember, I mentioned that these lows will begin to act as resistance, and I won't really be interested in longing anything until a daily candle closed above A, which has not happened yet. As you can see, that was resistance for 2 days. So we haven't gotten that candle close above A, so as per usual, I was not interested in longing at that time. So now what we're seeing is just a clear downtrend, obviously clear rejection right off of C now. So it's not even able to make it up to A, not even close. So now it's just getting rejected by C. And really yesterday we bounced kind of in the middle of nowhere. If we zoom out here, let's see if that's accurate. Yeah, this is really in the middle of nowhere right now where we're bouncing in these 3.1K area. This is really like there's no historical support around the 3.1K. At least on the daily chart. I mean, look at this. Where's the support? All right, so now the next area of support we have is 2.9. I guess it's 3K really. And then after that, we have right here. I like right here. 2.8 and then 2700. Okay, so I like this 2.8 to 2700 level. This 3K level is okay. I'm sure it'll bounce there temporarily. But as far as a long-term support for a potential bottom, I don't see 3K as a potential, long-term bottom, I should say. Short-term, sure, I could see a bounce here. But long-term, these 2.8 and 2.7 levels are very enticing, especially in terms of the weekly level, I believe, as well. Yeah, 3K may hold for a bit. But in terms of the weekly, yeah, 2.8 to 2.7 is what I'm really looking at for those bounces. Will I be setting orders to long there? No, absolutely not. I'll just continue to ride my shorts and continue to short bounces, but I'm really not interested in catching the exact bottom. I'll just wait for a bounce and then a retest, or just short the bounce as I've been doing for the last few months now. But this weekly candle is horrible. We still have a few more days. What day is it? It's Saturday, so we still have about one more day, maybe 30 hours, 40 hours until the weekly closes. So that will be very interesting. If it closes below 3,200, that's a horrible weekly close. Even if it closes, if we see some intraday levels that I'll get into, but even if it closes below 3,300, that's also a horrible weekly close. But, that's something to look out for. Those 2.8 and 2.7 levels will come very quickly, I believe, after the weekly close, if it closes like this, or anywhere below 3.3, like I said, or 3.2. So that is looking very, very rough, and like I said, we're bouncing currently in the middle of nowhere, so now is absolutely a horrible time to long. So make sure you know that. And as far as an intraday level, I wanted to detail on why this candle wasn't bullish. It's on my Twitter, and I also linked it in the chart section. So I went through why that candle wasn't bullish, and that was on my laptop. I made that chart. So it's not exactly the same. It's not exactly the same chart I have here, but it still does hold true, all of the details. So be sure to read that and get some more information on that. But anyway, as far as an intraday level, this still isn't looking great. The buy volume is essentially non-existent, and the bears have just absolutely taken over control. And really, this still looks awful unless the bulls can reclaim 3,300. If we can get back in this range here, that would be a really good sign, and that would be something I would long. But for right now, I think this just looks absolutely horrible. Like I said, if we think back to that daily level, we are currently bouncing in the middle of nowhere right now. So on the higher time frames, of course, the higher time frame always outweighs the lower time frames. So when we're thinking about that weekly and daily level, it's bouncing in the middle of nowhere. So I don't like this right now. I think this is going to break down, and we will see 3Ks, or we'll see 2.9s, maybe 2.8s very quickly if 3300 isn't reclaimed by the end of the weekly candle, at least in my opinion. And that's really it on an intraday level. I started to make a little bit of a chart here just for some intraday levels that I'm interested in. Really, they're all just support and resistance flips. Let me see if I can... I'll add another one right here. And really, those are the levels I'm watching, I suppose. But like I said, this range doesn't really matter to me right now. Maybe I'll short, but really I believe the safest short would be somewhere up here. 3300s would be the safer short, and something I'm more interested in shorting than something like, I don't know, 3200 or 3223. And not because that's just an irresponsible short. It's mostly just because there's not too much confluence of resistance. So it would be a way better trade to short the 3300s, which I'll keep my eye out for. And if it doesn't happen, then no problem. We'll just wait for the dump and then short the bounce after the dump. I'm not really too worried about that. But usually the weekends for the past few weeks have been just full of chop and nonsense. So I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to enter any large positions this weekend. I'll probably just wait for the week or the Monday New York Open or London Open maybe even, for some larger positions. Maybe I'll just take some scalps over the weekend, but also note that the weekend has been choppy, so don't get chopped out. It's really not worth the potential reward if the trade goes well. So Ethereum, what is this chart? Jeez. Okay, so Ethereum, I posted a chart on Ethereum as well, I believe. Did I? Maybe not. Oh, here it is. Okay, so I made this chart also on my laptop. Let me see if I can recreate this quickly here. 4 hour. So I mentioned in that chart that in a perfect world, if Ethereum wasn't led by Bitcoin in terms of price action, I would have loved to see... Where is it? I think it's right here. Yeah. This right here. I would have loved to see these highs taken. Just trying to figure out where I want this. Okay, yeah, I would have loved to see these highs taken before any significant move down. And that's because there's, what, 1, 2, 3, 4 near equal highs on the 4 hour. So going into that, we can assume there's going to be a lot of liquidity above here. But unfortunately, we didn't get that. But I also said that it would be a good idea to short the retest of the equilibrium, which worked out perfectly, because now if we go into that, let me just recreate this very quickly here. Where is this bottom block? I believe it's right here. Is it? Yeah. Perfect. Okay, and now if we pull a fib for my EQ, okay, sorry, I probably should have had this done, but it only takes me a few minutes anyway. Okay, perfect. So that would have worked out very well if you shorted the retest of the equilibrium, which I did put in the chart section. So hopefully some of you took that trade. I didn't take it personally because I didn't want to take trades while I was away. I didn't want to distract myself. But regardless, if this breaks down here, this demand box will most likely act as supply. So we could possibly be shorting the retest of this demand zone as well. Other than that, the long-term outlook for Ethereum looks pretty horrible. I really should have also had my long-term daily chart for Ethereum out, but the next area that I'm interested in, let me see if I can quickly find that chart. That would be amazing. Let's see, please. Ooh, yes, found it on the first try. Okay, so if we look at the Bitfinex daily chart, let's delete all this garbage. Don't care, don't care, don't care. Okay, so now we're in the lower weekly order block. So the bottom of this order block is 77.30 and something like that. And really the next area, what is this? 43? Jeez. In terms of a daily level, the next area that is an area I'm interested in, I guess, is 43. Yikes. Let's look at the weekly level. Yeah, I mean 43 is clear. Wow. So if this weekly order block doesn't hold, I'm interested in this right here. Okay. Daily. How does that look on the daily? That looks perfect. Okay, yeah, so the next area of interest, in my opinion, is, I almost said 65 for some reason, 50 to 43. And really, it looks like Ethereum will just be free falling until that area because, oh, you have a little block here, actually. A little pivot. But it really looks like Ethereum will just be free falling until this $50 range, which is slightly terrifying, but at the same time, you know, you have to remove your emotions when you are looking at these charts, and you can't really pay attention to the fiat value. We are just trading, you know, we're trading the charts, and we are completely removing emotion from trading the charts. Sure, it sucks, but I mean, it's as clear as day that this is basically going to be free falling until that $50 range, which is unfortunate, but you know, it is what it is. But that $50 range should act as strong support if this weekly block doesn't hold. So if 77 breaks on the weekly level, so if this weekly candle closes below $77, then I will consider that $50 in play. That's crazy. But yeah, so that's what I'm looking for on Ethereum on a higher time frame level. Is there anything else really I want to talk about? I don't think so. Looks like there's some sort of bounce for Bitcoin here. Anyway, not interested. I'm not rushing into any positions. What I do see, though, is all of these equal lows on the 15-minute. That's not helpful. On the hourly. So there's going to be some liquidity down here. So watch for that liquidity right down here. There's also going to be some liquidity. Why did I do that? Liquidity right above these highs as well. So really, I'm sure we'll just bounce around this range for the weekend. And anyway, remember, focus on that 3,300 level. If price can break above that, that would be a decent sign going into the weekly close. Remember, if the weekly closes below 32 to 3,300, that is very bad for the bulls. It is good for us because we're in shorts. But yeah, those are some prices to remember, and the Ethereum price to remember is if a weekly closes below 77.50, or I guess a daily as well. So if a daily or weekly closes below 77.50, this thing is going to free fall until the $50 range. So keep that all in mind. I hope you guys enjoyed this morning scan video. I'm very excited to get these back on track. And if you have any questions, as always, please feel free to ask.